Teron Lue said before Game 4 that he felt like he should have utilized LeBron James, called more plays for him back in Game 3. Tonight he got a series high, and by a lot, 102 touches. He executed 79 passes, but he only took 16 shots as well. And it may come to a point, and who knows, things change as venues change, but it may come to a point in this series where he's just got to take over offensively.
Yeah, and he understands it's a fine line in terms of him taking over offensively, in terms of taking shots and making shots. As he referenced, he's always been taught the game. There's no I in team.
Right.
And he looks at himself as a distributor first. But there comes a point where the last 2-3 minutes of the game, when you have a smaller player guarding you, and even though they're bringing a double team across, it may be best that you take the shot, try to get a foul, get to the line, as opposed to kicking it out. Because when you're kicking it out and your team's not making shots, then you as the best player, you as the mismatch down low, you got to turn around and shoot the basket.
And for the most part, over the course of his career, his inclination to facilitate is very much to his credit. He wants to play the right way, make the right basketball play, and that's frankly where some of that nonsense about the lack of killer instinct came in early in his career. But there are times when he's going to have to be a scorer, and based on these last couple of games, that time may be coming.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the game, LeBron James has 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. And people are saying, man, the guy can't play. Really? The guy can't play? It is the issue that J.R. Smith takes 12 shots, 11 of them are 3. Dellavedova takes 4 shots, 3 of them are 3-pointers. Channing Frye, 4 of 8, all 3-pointers. Now, some of those guys need to take those shots, but not everybody needs to be firing.
Right.
That, like Zeke said, the passes got to go. Those guys got to put pressure on the defense. You're letting these guys in Toronto off the hook. I give them credit for adjusting and then saying, go ahead, you guys keep shooting the threes because you're not making them. We'll settle in, we'll rebound, and we'll go down and do what we do. And they've been remarkable in these 2 games, only 9 turnovers in each of these 2 games at home, Matt. That is incredible, but that's Cleveland not pressuring them. Back to LeBron. He's got to take some chances, especially in the fourth quarter, and they're not chances with him, of going in, getting fouled, and being aggressive and getting to the rim if the guys aren't doing what it is they should be doing, driving to attack.
He has been having his worst free throw shooting postseason of his career, but he was 6 of 6 tonight. And for the Raptors, guys, looking ahead to Game 5, Wednesday night, back in Cleveland, what do they have to do differently than in Games 1 and 2? And the strategy's been flipped completely 180 in terms of the Cavaliers' threes versus the paint stuff. What do they have to do that they were able to accomplish at home to win a game on the road?
They have to continue to eliminate Love from the playoff series, and they've done a good job.
You mean Kevin Love, not affection?
Yeah. Yes.
Just clarifying.
I mean, because in Game 1, the big 3 for Cleveland, Games 1 and 2, they got off. They played well, and back in Toronto, what they were able to do is take one of those players out of the series. And thus far, they've taken Kevin Love out of the series. So when they go back on the road to Cleveland, they got to keep him, isolated. They got to keep him out of the game and not let him get involved in the game. Lowry and DeRozan, they got to continue to be aggressive. And then they're looking for that third scorer to step up. You don't know who it's going to be. You don't know if it's Valanciunas going to come back in,
right?
And he's going to be that guy that imposes his will, that forces Cleveland to play a little bit bigger and not play small ball. So they have a couple of wrinkles that they can throw in, but they got to continue to keep Love out of the series.
Valanciunas never did get in tonight. He was activated, hasn't played since Game 3 of the Miami series. And I was going to make another point. Now I've lost it, but you're ready to say.
No, I was going to mention the other part about what Zeke is saying. One of the great things that Dwayne Casey has done in this series is the utilization of both Biyombo and Patrick Patterson in terms of the screen setting. We talked before the game about Biyombo being the best screen assist guy in the playoffs. 66 baskets coming off of direct screens from Biyombo. But Patterson was doing some elusive things tonight, Matt. that are subtle and go really unnoticed in terms of coming up to on-ball screens, turning his body and creating angles for Lowry and DeRozan to have a little bit more room once they come off the pick. If there's a switch and the big guy's dropped in Tristan Thompson, that's mid-range shots for DeRozan. If the big is up, Kyle Lowry can be in attack mode, or Corey Joseph. So Patterson and Biyombo have to be willing, when they go on the road, to still sacrifice their bodies physically. You can't shy up on the road, because at home you maybe can get away with more, or you feel like you can get away with more, and there's this generated energy in the building. You've got to take that physical presence as bigs in terms of your screen setting on the road to make sure that Kyle and DeMar still feel comfortable in the offense, that they have room to operate.
No one would have guessed when this series began that the Raptors would have tied it up at 2, because everyone out there had predicted a virtual cakewalk for the Cavaliers back to the NBA Finals, or that we'd be spending this much time talking about Bismack Biyombo heading into a Game 5. By the way, no official update from the Cavaliers on Kevin Love's condition. You heard Dwayne Casey shed no light on it either, and apparently Love was not made available to the media, so that is very much a question mark moving into Game 5.